Just how excited are you to get started with the tournament this weekend?
We're very excited. It's the best time of the year. You work hard to get in this position, and now we get a chance to see what we can do.
You guys are led by a lot of freshmen, so what do you tell them entering the tournament?
Well, they know playoff hockey is a step up in intensity. They've played in a lot of big games over their careers, so we don't have to remind them too much. I think they'll be ready.
What have you seen out of UConn this season?
Yeah, we had two battles with them earlier in the year. It was a while ago, back in November, but they were both one-goal games for the longest time, and we know they play with a lot of effort, a lot of intensity, very good on the forecheck. So we're going to have to be sharp in managing the puck.
People are predicting for you guys to win it all. Is that something that you feed into, that you tell your team, or you just let them
No,
know?
it's one game at a time. Every team is so good, especially in our league, has been so tight this year. So we know that if you're not playing your best, it's going to be very hard to win.
Can we expect to see Gabe on the ice on Saturday night?
Probably not.
Okay.
He's very close. He's out there skating
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
It's day to day now, which is better than week to week, but we're still up in the air on Saturday.
Okay.
To go to that question about the expectations, remember Jim Montgomery talking about last year how the Bruins felt like they had to win the cup in the first two games of the series, and how that really kind of plays through the process. I mean, how do you prevent that kind of thinking?
Yeah, the guys have been very good. We've been ranked number one for a long time, so they've pretty much ignored that and focused on the task right at hand. They've done an excellent job, mostly thanks to our leadership group, the captains and the older guys telling them you can't get ahead of yourself. So we hope we stay with that process.
That freshman line, what has made them so special? And what I mean is,
Well, they have a sophomore now, so they're old.
That's true. That's true. That's true. If they are back together at some point, though,
Yeah.
I understand that there's the chemistry, but there's always a top line in the program, right? That
Yes.
doesn't mean that they're all going to go and play together in college. What do you think it makes it so special that they wanted to keep playing together?
They get along so well off
Yeah.
the ice. It's not just chemistry on the ice. They really enjoy spending time together. And so Smith and Leonard were committed here, and they worked hard to get Gabe to join them, and he did. And, we're very happy that they all came together, and that chemistry, they didn't have a break-in period when they got to school because they'd been together at the program. So I think they hit the ground running right from the start, and they've continued to generate offense throughout the season. So I think the combination of their abilities and their enjoyment they have while playing together.
What impresses you most about Smith's game?
Smith's game, very cerebral, sees things very quickly, and has the skill set to make those thoughts happen. He can pass the puck extremely well, and he sees a small space for some people. He's able to create that pass and complete that pass. So, there's so many things he does well, but I think the real probably separator is just seeing things a little quicker than a lot of players.
Yeah. There's an incredible amount of NHL talent in the NCAA these days, and it just seems like between you and BU, there's just a lot between two schools in close proximity. What do you make of that?
Well, it's great for college hockey. I think more and more people see it as a very viable path to get to the NHL. So you can not only come here, get your education, but you can play top-level hockey and hopefully make a career of it if that's what interests you. I think every year the percentage of college players increases in the NHL. It's just a great trend, and I think now you see not just American kids, but people from all over the world coming because they see college hockey as a great option to not only get an education, but fulfill their dreams of playing professionally.
What makes this team so special? You guys are ranked number one. What makes them unique, and how would you describe your team?
I don't know if we're special, but we're trying to get there. I think they have a hunger as a team. They're not satisfied. When we put a string of a few wins together, they're not excited about that. They want to get the next one. So they've had that intensity all year, and I think they feed off that, and they push each other to be better.
What's it been like to coach that trio, and What was their adjustment like? I mean, they had that chemistry coming in, but then now they're the young guys coming in. How
Yep.
did they blend in with the locker room?
Well, they carry themselves in a humble way. So the locker room was no problem, even though they have, obviously the talent level. But I think it was an adjustment on the ice. Like you could see in the early games, the Quinnipiac game, like the game was heavier than they were used to in junior hockey. So they had some adjustments. They knew they had to play quicker because, they're just getting used to playing against a lot older guys. And that's an adjustment for every freshman. They were able to adapt very quickly. I think, they probably weren't scoring as much the first few games, but they got into a pretty good rhythm pretty quickly. And so I think, you see that with all freshmen, no matter how talented they are, it's an adjustment going from playing against under 20 and under players to maybe 24, 25-year-olds. It's a big difference in strength and speed.
What is the expectation? I mean, could you have anticipated that all three of them could potentially have 50-point seasons as freshmen?
You hope so, but you never know. You never know. It's so funny. Like over the years, having coached a lot of high-end freshmen, sometimes some of them it took a whole season to adjust, and
Sure.
some of them adjusted right away. All those guys got to their ability level. You saw guys. We'd have guys in the past that might get 9 goals, 10 goals as freshmen, but by sophomore year they're having 25, and junior year they're getting 30. So they made their adjustment. It took maybe a little longer than for these guys, but they all get there. You hope it comes quickly, like it did for these guys, but you never know.
It sounds like all freshmen are wired differently.
They are.
Yeah.
It's a different adjustment. Some of them, it's their first time away from home. Some of them, it's, the classroom is very hard. They're back in a classroom after being online for a while. So you never know what the adjustment is and how quickly it'll happen. But, if they're good kids and they work hard, then they do make that adjustment, and the best hockey does come out. You just don't know if it's going to be immediate or not.
How hard is that for you to kind of like figure out and drill down and know what they need?
No, you start off being patient with all of them, and then you see how the adjustment's going, and then when, how hard to push or how hard to back or how much to back off, depending on how it's going for them. If they're feeling good about themselves and having success off the ice, on the ice, then usually it comes out in good play on the ice. But every kid is different.